This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at the Risoux Forest. But before that, this video is brought to you by Chris Miller and Galcomp Gamer. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Risoux Forest can be downloaded over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC only. Now let's read a little bit of the description. The Risoux Forest is a forestry-based map in the mountainous regions of Jura between France and Switzerland. The map includes 40 forest areas of different sizes, 19 fields, 1 shop to buy and sell your productions, 1 sawmill, specialized missions, and 25 unique NPC portraits. Let's go ahead and load on in. The map loads up fairly quick, and if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you do not own any land, nor do you have any machines that you own at the start. So here we are at our career start point. Let's go ahead and pull up the PDA, and I think you're going to realize pretty quick that this is, first and foremost, a forestry map. We do have 19 fields, yes we do, but they are definitely kind of sitting off to the side as opposed to all of the trees and the vast amount of forest. Take a look at the lands area. You'll see we start out by owning field 19, which is 1.91 acres in size, $46,000. And we own a small little corner here of kind of what I'm calling the shop area. That is 0.65 acres in size and is $23,500. You can indeed buy everything else on the map, including the shop area, for $426,000. Buy the forest immediately surrounding this by $143,000, $188,000, and $531,000 respectively. I would really suggest loading this map up in Farm Manager mode. That way you have the most starting money and you can get started with forestry relatively quickly by buying a plot of land and a forage harvester and a log trailer, and off you go. Now this plot over here includes some newer trees, some younger trees that have been replanted, as well as a little bit of forest for $263,000. This area here is mostly clear of trees, and initially I thought to myself, oh, this could be an area that you could put down production, but no, it's not. It's on a slope, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. So really, it's emulating kind of a cleared part of the forest, but I don't really see you doing much with this without a fair bit of terraforming costs involved. Let's go ahead and go back. You can see we do have, if you do decide to do farming on the map, we do have all of the standard crop types available to us here on Farm Sim 22. Let's go ahead and take a look at our growth calendar. You can see we have the default growth calendar on the map. And if we move on to our prices screen, we're going to see some rather unique and interesting aspects of the prices. And that is, for pretty much every single growable crop, you can not only buy it, but you can sell it at the same place. So the way I see this is you're going to be able to turn quite a profit if you just buy and sell crop. You don't have to do too much of anything else if you run short of money. Just buy some crop and then sell it right away, and you'll be able to make pretty much a ton of cash. Now, can you sell everything that you can grow on this map? The answer is no. For whatever reason, you cannot sell cotton. You cannot sell wool. And then when we get down here to our production points, our production outputs, I should say, you cannot sell planks. Yes, this is a forestry map that doesn't have the ability to sell planks. We do have a sawmill on the map, and it is buyable, but we can't sell the planks to sawmill outputs unless we purchase a carpentry shop. Then we can sell furniture, but we can't sell the planks. The sawmill produces on a forestry themed map. I said that slow so it will sink in. Now that it's sinking in, we'll move on. We do have the ability to buy bulk lime and also sell any rocks should, again, we do any actual farming on this particular map. We start out with, interesting enough, a set of grass work equipment. All of it is new, none of it is leased. We have no animal pens or animals at the start. There are contracts available on the fields that we do not own, and we do not own the sawmill at the start. Now, as I said, the sawmill is the only piece of production that is built into the map. We do not own it at the start. And again, oddly enough, we cannot sell planks. Now, as we walk down here to kind of this shop area, this area over here to our right, this is what we own in new farmer mode. We can build here. And it's not that small of an area. We could probably put down 2 carpentry facilities if we wanted to. So we could put a carpentry facility right there, and we could put a carpentry facility right there. We really can't put in 3. Maybe if we squeezed them in, we could figure out how to place 3 carpentry facilities. But we pretty much have this area right here to place buildings, production, or whatever in. We do have our animal dealer here. Should we end up buying any animal pens, we can acquire animals from this location. We have a fuel trigger located right here. And this is simply decorative as best I can tell. If we go to F5, we will see a trigger here, but there isn't any way to activate the trigger that is located there. Here we have our shop icon. And then we have our starting equipment, which you're going to take a look at here in a moment. Past the house, which is not our farmhouse. There isn't a sleep trigger on the map. We have our dealer maintenance trigger. So this is where we're going to buy, sell, trade, and customize our equipment. And then we move to this little bit of a mystery. This is clearly a trigger for something. This is the unload icon. So this is a selling trigger of some sort, but it is not a selling trigger for anything that I have been able to figure out what it is for. And oddly enough, we have a whole bunch of production pallets here. Now, I did enable super strength, so I can pick this stuff up. But look, when we're looking at it, we don't get the field info pop up telling us, is it ours? Is it someone else's? It's just here. It's just here. Lettuce. We put it here in the trigger. Nothing happens. Pretty much we can put any pallet we want here in the trigger. And nothing happens. Let's go and take a look here. We have our real sell point right here and a real buy point located right here also. So let's come back here so we can see both of these locations. And let's go to our prices screen. And we'll pick tomatoes. And we'll pick the shop. And we will tag it. You can see it's over here on the left. Well, let's take and tag our furniture. Well, it's still tagged. Digestate. Tag it. It's still tagged over there. Everything that we could possibly sell that I have been able to iterate through has been tagged over here. I've yet to find any product that actually is tagged as sellable at this location. So it leaves you to wonder, what is this a unload icon for? I don't know. Let's go back. Let's take a look at some more stuff. Honey. Let's tag it. Over there on the left. Cheese. Over there on the left. Let's go to hay. Over there on the left. Maybe eggs, right? Maybe eggs. Nope, over there on the left. Olives. Nope, on the left. And then let's tag the buy point for it, and it's over on the left. So I have no idea what this sell point trigger is for. And the reason I'm harping on this is because one of the criteria in our map ratings are the trigger and player interactive areas clearly marked? Well, this one is clearly marked with a dump icon. But if we look at the map, there's nothing there to tell us what that is and what we can do with it. So no, this map does not have clearly marked trigger and interactive areas. We're only going to give the map a half a point with regard to that. Now let's go ahead and get back here to our starting equipment. Go to the shop. We have, starting equipment wise, a New Holland T8 Genesis. We have a pair of mowers, the front and back butterfly mowers. We have the Kuhn GA15 131 windrower. And then we have the Pottinger Faro 4010D forage wagon. That is our starting equipment on a forestry map. Nonetheless, yes, so our starting equipment on a forestry map is clearly grass related. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It did look like our starting field was grass. Okay. But this is why I really say I think you should start this map up on Farm Manager. You'll have plenty of money. You'll have no machinery, so you can start out and get your own machinery to do your forestry. You can buy the forestry segments that you want to start with and get to town doing your log cutting. So here is our starting field, field 19, and it is indeed planted in grass, but that's about the only reason I can see why you would have grass work equipment on clearly a forestry map. Now let's go ahead and get set up for the fly around. We'll fly around the map. There isn't really a need to do any sort of drive around because other than the sawmill, everything is central where we were just at. Let's get a little bit of altitude and then we will see once again how densely forested this map is. Clearly it's a forestry map. Calls itself a forestry map in its own description. Yet, again, your starting equipment isn't forestry based. Our sawmill is off in the distance, kind of hidden behind the trees there. That is the only item of production that's built into the map. And again, you cannot sell planks, which is the only output that a sawmill will produce if you own it. So it feels like production takes second fiddle to just selling of logs. And that's why, with respect to production built in or have areas set aside for such, we're only going to give this map a half a point because there is a sawmill, but it doesn't feel like the focus at the sawmill is on production because you can't sell planks at the sawmill. Now, sure, you could buy a carpentry shop and you could take the planks the sawmill makes to the carpentry shop to make furniture. But at that point, you can't sell your logs anymore. You are basically now a furniture maker. And the only reason you have a sawmill is to produce planks at that point for your carpentry shop. With respect to, does the map include sell points for all the crops, base green crops, and animal outputs? No, it doesn't, because we can't sell cotton, nor can we sell wool, nor can we sell planks, which I just talked about as being the only output that a sawmill will make if you happen to own it. So we're going to give the map a 3/4 of a point there. We can buy and sell pretty much everything else, but the fact that we can't buy or sell planks is pretty hurtful on a forestry map that has a sawmill that is viable. Can the farms be customized? Yes, the farms can be customized because there is no farm whatsoever. We do have a little bit of land at the central shop area, so therefore we are going to give the map a full point on that regard. Are the buildings using the new texture technique? Yes, they are. The few buildings that do exist on the map are from other FS22 maps. So they are indeed using the new texture technique. And we already talked about the triggers not being clearly marked. We have a sell point that we really have no idea what the sell point is for. So it's kind of a mystery at that point. So we're only going to give the map a half a point in that regard. Now, this area here is that one area that I was talking about with respect to kind of having land cleared away. But as you can see, it is far from flat, and we have stuff all over the place. So getting this terraformed for putting down production buildings or whatnot is going to cost you a fair bit of money. And then having all of these little sticks, branches, and so forth is going to be pretty much impossible to get rid of. So really, this isn't all that ideal to be placing anything. And as you can see, it is far from flat. Really, it is here to give the impression of kind of the land being cleared, which is cool and all. But with all these little sticks and stuff, it is probably going to be pretty much useless beyond that. We have another grass field right here in field 10. This map does not include any collectibles. And overall, we're going to give the map a score of 3.75 out of 5. Because of the fact that we don't have the ability we don't clearly have the ability to place any additional production other than that small area back at the main kind of shop area. And while we could put down a carpentry shop there in order to make furniture, because we can't sell planks at the only production that is pre-placed, the sawmill, which we are coming up to, it really isn't that large of an area. And if we're going to be doing farming, we're also going to have an area to put down a silo and possibly some other things, possibly a little animal area. So, yeah, forestry maps are intended for you to clear the land and then make your farm there. This is a rather hilly map. So, again, we're going to be spending a lot of money on terraforming irregardless. So here we have our sawmill. We have our dump location for our logs. We have our log cell trigger. We have our pallet spawn point for the planks that we cannot sell. We have our interactive icon. And then around the side, we have a area here for wood chips. If we continue on, we're going to come over here to field 19, over here on our right, which is the field that we own at the start, and then the shop area here on our left. And this is where we are going to conclude our map tour of the Risoux Forest, or Risoux Forest. This area here has been cleared, other than one tree, but again, it's not flat. It is angled, so placing anything here is going to incur a fair bit of terraforming costs also. Let me know, guys, what you all think of this particular map. I think it falls short in a few areas. If it was maybe redone and we could sell our planks, we got rid of this mysterious sell point, or we had a marker that told us what the sell point was, it would score a little bit higher. But overall, we are talking 3.75 out of 5. This is predominantly a forestry-based map. So if doing logging and selling the logs at the sawmill is your main goal, then this map should fit the bill fairly well. And until next time, happy farming.